Okay, let's look at the second homework. This is question 1 to 5. Question 1. When building a model, economists do what? A. Simplify reality to highlight what really matters. B. Attempt to duplicate reality in all of its complexity. Is that even possible? And if you look at the definition of models in economics, simplified representation of a real situation. Okay, so economists do simplify the situation. Okay, how about C? Ignore the facts and instead try to determine what the facts should be. You cannot, or in our basic understanding, you cannot really determine the facts. You can only have knowledge, gather knowledge, test your knowledge about the facts. I want to go deeper into that topic. How about D? Economists are careful to avoid the scientific method. Um, economists kind of at least pretend to be scientific. Okay, that's what economists do, pretend to be scientific. Economics has a scientific look. That's what you will find oftentimes. Okay, question 2. Look at this table. It's a production possibilities schedule. Okay, this table. So consumer goods from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then capital goods per period. This has to be maybe a month or maybe a year. Okay, it's if you have 1 unit consumer goods produced, you produce capital goods for 28 units. Produce another consumer goods 2 units, you can produce 24 units of capital goods, so a decline of 4. Okay, from the second unit in consumer goods to the third consumer goods, third unit, the capital goods decline from 24 to 18. That's a decline of 6. So from 1 to 2 for consumer goods, it cost 4 units of capital goods. From 2 to 3 cost us 6. Okay, 6 units of capital goods. And we can see the so-called opportunity cost of consumer goods is increasing, right? This difference between 28 to 24 is 4. From 24 decline to 18, you got 6. 18 to 10, you got 8. 10 to 0, it's 10. So 4, 6, 8, 10. Increasing opportunity cost for consumer goods. Anyway, that's what we can see from this table. And the question is, if the economy produces 2 units of consumer goods at this point, 2 units per period, it also can produce at most, okay? That will be this number at most. How many units of capital goods per period? That's question 2. Of course, if we say, if we produce 4 units of consumer goods per period, then at most, what you can do, right? This economy can produce 10 units of capital goods. Okay, it cannot do what? Produce 4 units of consumer goods and produce 18 units of capital goods. By itself, it cannot do that. All right, let's look at question 3. This is a very standard, very traditional diagram. Talk about guns and butter per period that a country or economy can produce. Okay, guns more like for, of course, for the wars, and then butter is about the life of the people in the economy. Okay, let's look at question 3, what it asks for. Use figure guns and butter. And the figure points A, B, E, F. So points A, B, E, F. These are what we call efficient points. Utilize all the resources in the economy to produce. So let's look at the choices. A, indicate combinations of guns and butter that a society can produce using all of its factors efficiently. Okay. B, indicates increasing opportunity costs for guns but decreasing opportunity costs for butter. Whenever you see this kind of curve, okay, from A, B, E, F, this bulging out from the origin, okay, from this point it's bulging out, it's increasing opportunity cost for both goods, for both guns and butter. The opportunity costs are increasing. Okay, you can think about it, right? For each unit, say from this 20 to 16, and then 16 to 12, right? You're losing 4 units of butter, and then the guns you have to give up. Okay, this is the first 4 units you're losing. The second 4 units you're losing. Number of guns you're giving up is decreasing. Or in the other way, right? If you increase from 12 to 16, right? You lose 12 to 16. You lose about 4 guns, and then 16 to 20 for butter. All right, how much you lose? Lose about 12 guns. That's increasing opportunity cost. Okay, C indicated society wants butter more than it wants guns. It didn't say anything about what the society really wants. All right, the society up to the politicians. They can kind of sway the society's view. D, indicate constant opportunity costs for guns and increasing costs for butters. Again, there's no constant opportunity costs in this picture. This bulging out shape means increasing opportunity costs for both. Okay. Now look at question 4, still using this guns and butter figure. Suppose the economy produced 16 guns and 8 pounds of butter per period. Alright, let's find that out. 16 guns, okay, 16 is this region. 8 pounds of butter. 8 pounds of butter is this area, right? So what we are talking about is basically this point, 16 guns and 8 pounds of butter per period, given that what statement is true. This is a feasible product combination, okay, quantity combination of the two products. The economy can do it, but it is not efficient, because if you produce 16 guns, you can actually produce what? 12 pounds of butter instead of 8 pounds. All right, so the resources in the economy is not fully utilized at this point. 16 guns and 8 pounds of butter is not fully utilized. So let's look at what we have. Choice A, this is a possible choice, but it is inefficient. Choice B, this combination is unattainable for the economy. Which point is unattainable? Point like H, okay, outside the production possibility frontier, or any point like this, say 16 pounds of butter and 18 pounds of 18 guns and 16 pounds of butter. This point is not attainable. It's impossible for this economy to produce that amount, a combined amount. Not enough resources. C, the economy is still efficient but does not buy as much as it could. it's not about the economy buying something. Okay, it's about production. We don't have exchanges yet. D. It is impossible to increase the employment in this economy. What do we know? At 16 guns and 8 pounds of butter, the economy is not fully employed. There are some resources, not just labor, okay, not just labor, still kind of idle. So you can actually increase the employment in the economy in general in terms of fully utilizing all the economic resources, machines, labor, okay, or both. You can get to this point by increasing in the gun production. You can get to point B by increasing the butter production. Okay, now let's look at question 5. This is Omar's production possibilities. Again, a bulging out production possibility frontier. Using figure Omar's production possibilities, the opportunity cost for Omar to move from point A, this point on the curve, okay, along this curve to point B is, now what we have is point A to point B, so increasing in the production of fish, but decreasing in the production of coconuts. Okay, so we have 10 units in the quantity of fish more, 10 more units in the quantity of fish, but 5 units of coconuts less. That's from point A to point B. So the result is obvious, right? What's being given up? That's this part. The output in coconuts has been given up in exchange for the increase in the output of fish. Okay, that's question 1 to 5.